It is due to the folding phenomena which gives rise to mountain ranges, which gives the stability to the earth. So today the scientists say it is due to the mountain ranges that the earth is stable. The Quran says in Surah Naba, chapter number 78, verse number 6 and 7, we have made the earth as an expanse, wal jibala autada, and the mountains as stakes. The Arabic word autad means stakes, means tent pegs. When you put a tent peg into the ground, the major peg goes deep in the ground, you see only a small portion above the ground. So similarly, the mountain that you see, the portion above the ground is a very small percentage. The major percentage is deep underground. Like how you see an iceberg. The iceberg that you see on top of the water is very small, less than 10%. The major portion of the iceberg is below water. Similarly, the mountains on top of the earth is a very small portion. The major portion is deep within the ground. The Quran says in Surah Naziyat, chapter number 79, verse number 32, and Surah Ghashiyah, chapter number 88, verse number 19, that we have placed mountains standing firm. And when you read the book The Earth, which is one of the most referred book in the universities in the subject of geology, one of its authors, his name is Dr. Frank Press, and he writes in this book The Earth, and he draws the mountain, and he shows that the mountain has got deep roots, and the roots are wedge shaped, deep roots, and the portion you see above is a very small percentage. The major portion is deep underground. And Dr. Frank Press, who was an authority in geology, was also the president of the Academic Science in USA, and was also the scientific advisor to the previous president of USA, Jimmy Carter. He says that the function of the mountain is to prevent the earth from shaking, which he told just 50 years back, 100 years back. And Quran mentioned 1400 years ago in Surah Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 31, as well as Surah Nahl, chapter number 16, verse number 5, and Surah Luqman, chapter number 31, verse number 10. Quran says, we have placed on the earth mountain standing firm, lest it would shake with you. So Quran describes the function of the mountain to prevent the earth from shaking, which we discovered recently. Who would have mentioned this in the Quran? In the field of oceanology, there's a verse in the Quran which is mentioned in the Quran in Surah Furqan, chapter number 25, verse number 53, which says, we have let free two bodies of flowing water, one sweet and palatable, the other is salty and bitter. Though they meet, they do not mix. There is a barrier, there is a barzakh which is forbidden to be trespassed. The message is repeated in Surah Rahman, chapter number 55, verse number 19 and 20, which says, Marajal Bayreni al-Taqyan, Bainama Barzakhul la yabgyan. It is he who has let free two bodies of water, flowing water. Though they meet, they do not mix. There is a barrier which is forbidden to be trespassed. Previously, the commentators of the Quran, they knew that there are two types of water, salty and sweet, but they could not understand what does the Quran mean by saying that these two waters meet, but they do not mix. There is a barrier, there is a barzakh between them. Today, after science advance, we have come to know that whenever one type of water flows into the other type of water, whenever sweet water flows into the salty water, it loses